Good evening, everybody. Today is September 25th of 2024. It's 5:15 p.m. This is the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission meeting. I'm calling it to order, and if you'd all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. I myself, Brian Chalik, is here. Damon Gassaway is here. J.T. McDermott is here. Jenna Francisconi is here. Only one missing is Betsy Parkinson. And I might add, our school liaison person, Jim Arnold, is present. Thank you for coming, Mr. Arnold. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? Is it Jack? Did you say Jack? Jack, you got anything to say? No? Okay. Public comment's closed. Minutes, August 28, 2024, regular meeting. Everybody have time to look at the minutes. Any additions, deletions, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the August 28th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Claims. September 25th, 2024 claim docket. Has everybody had a gander at that?
It's a big one.
I had to look at it twice, actually. I thought there was a problem with the numbers. Any questions about the claims docket? Comments?
I would imagine we're going to get into that.
I'm sure we will.
Okay.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the September 25th, 2024 claim docket.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Old business. We have none. That's an easy one to go through. New business, public hearing and approval of a resolution for the additional appropriation of RDC funds from TIF 3 Eastgate. This is a public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing at 5:18 p.m. Any comments or questions from the public? Jack's quiet. I'm closing the public hearing at 5:18 p.m. Approval of pay request for Reith Riley for the Truesdale Avenue project. Who would like to speak about that?
I can handle that one. So as we discussed previously, there were a number of closeout items basically to wrap up the Truesdale Avenue project. You have a detailed list of all of those items. I apologize for the size of it because it's 11 by 17. If you want, you can look at the full size. But these are all the details of the final items that need to be done before basically we could close out the Truesdale Avenue project. All total, as indicated in the claim that accompanies this, the amount for this is $1,534,740.55. This approval of the pay item is needed just to basically verify that claim. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have besides that. This consists of both the remainder of the infrastructure funds that are left in TIF 2 plus the $800,000 this is the $800,000 necessary to basically make up that difference. So total 1.5, roughly 700 plus 800,000, 700 and some change in 800,000 to make up that total amount of 1.5.
Which is also more than just the Truesdale Avenue project. It was a bunch of other ones all thrown in to clean it all up over there, if I'm not mistaken.
Little bits and pieces here and there in that area, yeah. Yep.
Questions?
I'll make a motion for the approval of pay request for Reith Riley for Truesdale Avenue project.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. I'm going to go back to the public hearing. Do you want to vote on that resolution? I'm sure, right?
Yeah, you'll need to.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for the approval of resolution for additional appropriation of RDC funds from TIF 3 Eastgate.
I have a second.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, approval of the Newport Landing Real Estate Agreement Amendment. Mr. Hagenow.
Yes, in your packet, there was, I did it again. In your packet, there's an assignment of a real estate purchase agreement. And this is Noah's Arcade LLC previously entered into a purchase agreement with the RDC for the purchase of some property in Newport Landing. Per the terms of that purchase agreement, they're allowed to assign their interest to basically a wholly owned company. So it's the same owners have created a new entity to hold title to that property if and when it closes. And so they've created a new entity that's named HRKDE LLC and have proposed to assign the rights from their prior entity, which is Noah's Arcade LLC, to the new entity. Again, it's common ownership. It's allowed under the purchase agreement. So that's what's in front of you. They're required to have our consent to do that.
So none of the terms are changing, it's
None
just the name of the
Just the
parties?
name.
Correct. None of the terms change. It's just really the purchaser is changing from Noah's Arcade LLC to this new entity. Same people.
Yep.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion for approval of Newport Landing Real Estate Agreement Amendment.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. Approval of authority for the president to sign closing and related legal documents for Newport Landing related projects.
This is me again.
That's you again, yeah.
It is. So one of the things that we need to do every time we go to a closing is have established proof that the president of the Redevelopment Commission has authority to sign closing documents. And so before I basically forget and get to closing and don't have that, I'm asking for someone to make a motion to approve the president to sign closing documents with respect to two pending deals that we have, one of which we've just discussed, which is the HRK DE LLC purchase agreement, and the second one is the M Details LLC purchase agreement, both of which are in the kind of the due diligence phase right now. But if we get to closing, I want to have in the minutes that Mr. Chalik is approved to proceed with signing closing documents. So I'd ask for a motion to authorize him to sign the closing documents for those two purchases and sales if and when they do get to a closing.
I'll make a motion for approval of authority for president to sign closing and related legal documents for Newport Landing related projects.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Other business, I believe you have other business. Mr. Phillips?
Yeah, I have a few items. I'll be brief. So the first one is very exciting news that the city of LaPorte and the Redevelopment Commission received notification yesterday that we received a $2.5 million grant from the Economic Development Administration for the Boyd Boulevard Stormwater Infrastructure Project. The total project cost of that, as you recall, is actually it's $5 million. So it pays for 50% of the cost of that, and the remainder of that will be paid out of the bond that was included with 39 North, Thomas Rose, and Boyd Boulevard improvements that we just recently approved. So very excited to announce that we received that, and as a part of that process, we need to sign all the bond paperwork, bond acceptance paperwork and all that. And that is an online process, so I just need authority from the Redevelopment Commission to execute all those documents on behalf of the commission.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations and great work. That's a big, big deal there for $2.5 million. And I need a motion for him to sign all the papers or electronically.
Just for clarification, that would be the grant paperwork?
The grant paperwork,
Yeah.
yep.
I'll make a motion to approve Craig executing the grant approval paperwork
For EDA,
for
for the EDA.
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 I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, further discussion, hearing none. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposes? 4-0.
Thank you.
Great job, Craig.
And a few
Great
other
job.
real quick items. You'll see in your packets resolutions 5A, 5B, and 7 that look familiar. We had to renumber previous resolutions to be renumbered to 5A and 5B. Those both pertain to the preliminary and final approvals for the bonding that I just mentioned for those projects. So as a technicality, I need to have an approval for 5A and 5B in the minutes, and also resolution number 7 had to do with the transfers at the last meeting. There were a couple of typos in that transfer. Apologies. There was a fund that was not shown correctly, so we had to redo that one. So I just need approval from the commission to re-sign those 3 resolutions in the form of those numbers, 5A, 5B, and 7.
I'll make a motion for approval for Craig to execute resolutions 5A, 5B, and number 7.
Motions, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0.
And the last item, real quick, is just an update, and this is good news, that an estimate we were given previously for some of the quiet zone improvements that we committed to at Weller and Orchard. The contractors come back to us and indicated that they're going to be giving us a 20% discount on the, let me see which one it was, on the, I believe it was the Weller Ave one. So what was previously going to be estimated to cost $16,431 is now going to cost $13,144.80. So just wanted to give you an update that we're expecting less cost for those improvements.
You never hear that, do you?
Nice.
That's nice. Are you done?
And that's it.
Mr. Damon,
To make a motion to adjourn?
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. No further discussion. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. We are adjourned. Thank you.